Hey gang, Rick with Let's Level Up, and we're here at the West Texas Tabletop Convention, the first ever.
First, yes.
West Texas Tabletop Convention. And here in sunny old San Angelo with my good buddy Scott Morris, Vice President of Arcane Wonders, the president, owner,
CEO, whatever.
Chris Happen?
Yep.
Yeah, he's
I
the
just
Chris
say
Happen
owner.
guy. You know who Tox is.
Yep.
It's like, if you're watching this channel, you know who this guy is.
There you
for
go.
sure.
There you go.
So, Tox, let's talk about how did we get you to Little old San Angelo?
A little tiny car. Actually, it was really cool. So Wanda, the organizer, got a hold of me, and she explained what was going on, and that it was a local convention. Not too far. I live in Austin, so it was about maybe 3.5 hours away. And she said that this is what we're going to do, this is what we think we can do, and we'd love you to be part of it. And for us, we'd like to be able to support as many local conventions that we can. I loved her idea, I loved her passion about it, so I was like, yeah, let's do this. Unbeknownst to me, we were actually just talking about this, I was talking with another publisher about this. Most first-year conventions, the first time they do it, they're not very organized. They don't usually get a lot of people to attend, and the space is not usually that well coordinated. This has knocked it out of the ballpark in every aspect. It is extremely well organized. They've had events scheduled both yesterday and today. Everything is starting on time or as close to on time as possible. I mean, they had a cosplay contest yesterday. We had play to win events. Yeah, it was great.
Awesome.
I mean, there was Dr. Horrible here singing. I mean, how was that bad, right? It's a great thing. The space is amazing. We're kind of in the corner right now in a way so that we're recording this, but the space has been phenomenal. It's been filled the whole time, which has been really, really cool to see. And that's probably the more important thing to me is that the word got out, and there were a ton of people here yesterday. I mean, I honestly was only expecting like maybe 50 people, maybe 75 people, and I would be willing to bet there was at least 120 to 150 people here yesterday.
Yeah, it was
and
awesome.
that was awesome because people were playing games, people were interacting with each other, and just it was really cool. And my favorite part of this convention so far has been that there's been a lot of families here, a lot of kids, and a lot of activities for the kids. Not just, hey, go find a game that looks cool to play. They've had like everything. There were guys yesterday out there like LARPing on the roof.
Yeah.
In 105-degree weather.
Yeah. Full plate mail.
Full plate mail. I mean, those guys are, whoever you are, if you're watching this, that was amazing, and it was hardcore, and like your level of respect went like that high.
Yeah, I got a newfound respect for the San Angelo chapter of SCA.
It was
Those
amazing.
guys were incredible.
And they were good. I mean, they knew their sword fighting and everything. So, I mean, how many people can say a first-time convention had that much stuff going on, that many things, LARPing, the family stuff? Well, it's great. I cannot say enough about this convention. We will be back next year for sure.
Awesome, man. That's so good to see. And Wanda, this couldn't happen without Wanda Green. She's amazing. We're going to feature a video for her on the channel. So if you haven't watched that, just look right here where Scott's face is. We're going to cover this up and put Wanda's here. Click that, and you can hear what she has to say about the convention herself. And also another guy who is the owner of the San Angelo Nerdery, James Gibson, one of my good buddies. He did a lot of work with Wanda on this thing to help organize everything. So without those two people, this couldn't have happened. And it's just been awesome.
That's
Scott,
great.
let's talk about this.
Sure, Mage Wars. Yeah, Mage Wars Academy.
Mage Wars Academy.
Yeah.
This game is awesome.
Thank you.
This game may be
We're done.
This game may be too awesome.
It's maybe too awesome. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty fun. We released it or pre-released it at Gen Con. For anyone who doesn't know, it's a brand new standalone game. This is not Mage Wars Arena. It's not Mage Wars proper of what you may know. It's a completely brand new standalone game. The idea is that it takes, everything that Mage Wars is and awesome and condenses it down to a 30-minute experience. The number one thing that people have told us over the last 3 or 4 years of Mage Wars is I love the game, I love the artwork, I love the style and idea of the game, but I just don't have an hour and a half or 2 hours to play the game. And I really wish that I had a faster way to play the game. So what we did is the design team went to work really, really hard, and they put together this concept of what if you played Mage Wars without a board? What if you got rid of all the spatial recognition and you're both in the same zone and it's mano-a-mano duking it out to the death? And that's where Academy came from. As you can see from everything in front of Rick, this is all you need to play the game. The core set for Academy is $30. You get both spell books. You get enough spell cards to cover their starting spell books for both the Wizard and the Beastmaster. Plus, you get an additional 61 cards to be able to intermingle in and out. So there's a lot of flexibility and customization just inside this box. But the price point is really cheap. It's only $29.99. And you compare that to other products on the market that are $29.99 to start out with, you don't get near the value. I mean, just including the spell books alone, right?
Yeah.
The gameplay is really fast. It literally plays in about 20 to 30 minutes. If you're familiar with Mage Wars today, the icons, the terminology, all of that's the same, so it'll come very familiar to you. If you're new to it, it is paced at a perfect set for you. So you're going to be able to sit down, learn everything, jump in from a great starting point. However, if you decide to ever move up, everything's compatible. So what we're saying is invest once and play forever. So you buy this set, if you like that?
I like that.
Yeah, invest once,
great.
play forever. So the idea is you can buy, like, let's say you bought $200 in Academy cards over the next year. All those cards, because the icons are the same and the terminology is the same, all work in Mage Wars Arena. So I can port them with me and I don't lose any of them.
And I will say, there are cards that come in this little box that are going to make your arena game that much better. There's a few.
Yeah.
I love the hybrid enchantments.
Yeah, like Gator Toughness and stuff like
So
that.
good, yeah. Oh my goodness.
What our goal was, the design team, and Aaron's talked about this on the podcast a couple of times, is they really wanted to focus on how do we get level 1 and level 2 spells into Arena that are needed, that our players have wanted, but also make them fully functional and compatible with Academy to be able to play as well. And that's what a lot of this is going to give you. Right now, this is just the Beastmaster and the Wizard. We have a Priestess and a Warlock planned as well. We also have some plans for new mages. One of the things we're discussing as a team is introducing new mages into Academy that haven't even been seen before in Arena yet. So lots of things are going to happen. Like I said, this is a brand new standalone game, so this is going to live on its own. We'll have organized play, we'll have tournaments, all of that structure will be set up for this. And if you decide that I just love Mage Wars Academy and only want to play that, cool, that's great. You got it, we're behind you 100%. But if you decide you ever want to move into Arena, you can do that. And if you're an Arena player already, this just augments your experience. So what we're hoping is that this is really kind of the trifecta of the best of all worlds.
Yeah, and just playing it a few times that I've got to play it already, it is just, it blows me away how easily, or not, I mean not easily, I'm sure a lot of work went into this.
Yes,
But
yes.
how effectively you capture the essence of Mage Wars without the arena.
Yeah, they did a good job.
It's so good, man. So I know Aaron spent a lot of work on this. So
Aaron, Matt Birch, our program director, and Brian, all three of them are designers on this. They really, I mean, literally for the last year, have just like poured their heart and soul into this type of product, and it's just been really, really exciting. So
yeah, and it really
fun.
shows. It's an excellent game. If you don't already have this on your shelf, pick it up. Is this available in the store yet?
It's not available yet. It's going to be available beginning of November.
Okay.
So we did a pre-release at Gen Con, which was phenomenally well received. We're very happy with that. These are some copies we have just for demoing here, but it'll probably be in our hands late October, get into distributors' hands, and then get into retailers' hands hopefully right before Black Friday. So
Awesome.
Christmas gifts.
Awesome. Let's one more thing. I can't not talk about it.
Yeah.
Your game.
Firefly.
Let's talk about your baby. Let's talk about Shiny Dice.
Sure.
So, how did that whole process work? How'd you get the idea? You had a game.
Yep.
Pitched it around. Was Upper Deck the first people you brought it to?
Actually, I didn't pitch it around.
You didn't pitch it around?
Yeah, so to kind of give a little background for anyone who's watching who may not know, prior to me working at Arcane Wonders, I sold a game design to Upper Deck Entertainment. That was a dice game. It was a Press Your Luck dice game. And at the time, it had no licensed IP to it. It was a very generic fantasy themed game. It was elves versus orcs. It was very simple. Everything was good. And what happened actually was my son and I had developed the game and played it just for our own. At the time, there were tons of Press Your Luck dice games. Zombie dice, Martian dice, Dino Hunt dice. There are all these
Cthulhu
things.
dice.
Yeah, there are all these things that are out there, and there were a couple of things that were missing from what we wanted. It all started from actually a discussion, which was really funny. My son was about 7.5 at the time, and mind you, he plays a lot of games. And he looks at me and he goes, so you don't really get shotgunned on turn one. And I was like, yeah, you don't. I mean, you could. You'd have to pull really badly and roll really badly. And he goes, and you don't really get shotgunned on turn two. I'm like, yeah, I mean, again, you could, but you don't. And he sat there and he just kind of goes, we should make this harder. I was like, okay. So that's what we did. And I'll be very direct with everybody. It is not a light game. It is a thinky, meaty game. It's something that is designed both for a Firefly fan and for someone who wants something much deeper than a traditional dice game.
And I can corroborate that. I'm playing it with you. The first turn, I'm sitting there and I'm, holy crap! There's a lot of decisions to make here.
There's a lot.
After one time around, you get it,
Yeah.
which is really good.
It's the kind of game that I tell people it's a two-turner. It takes you about 1 or 2 turns to figure everything out, and then you've got it. It's got about the same kind of learning curve as maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say like Magic the Gathering necessarily, but something of that complexity, because there are combos in the game and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole process was really fun because I had given them this game that was very generic, and we talked about the fact that Upper Deck had licenses. They originally wanted to make it a Marvel game, and it was going to be a Marvel Legendary dice game, which I was like, okay, that's cool. I love superheroes. I'm like, what's bad about that? And then it wasn't like exactly the same time, but it was like right near it. Marvel Dice Masters was announced, so there was a little bit of like, what do we do with that? So we had to figure that one out. And then it was a really like an amazing phone call that Jason Brenner, who's one of the guys, I say one of the guys, he pretty much is Upper Deck Entertainment. He's the guy like does everything. He came to me and called me one day, and he goes, "Are you sitting down?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And he goes, "We're killing the Marvel game." And it was like, and I'm like, you guys paid me already. What happens here? I was like, and
You can't have this back.
yeah, I was like, what do we do? And he goes, well, we just signed the license for Firefly, and we're making it a Firefly game. To which I pretty much went, straight up. It was amazing. So yeah, but ironically, the way they found it was a complete accident. I had it with me at Gen Con a couple of years ago. I was playing it, circle of friends get talking. Next thing you know, Jason's like, hey, you got a dice game? Can we see it? And we look at it, and and we showed it to them, and they loved it. And like instantaneously, they were like, we love it. We have a hole in our catalog. We want to fill it with this. This is what we want to do. And it just worked out great. It was a combination of a lot of hard work, a lot of luck, and a lot of good time.
Yeah, to me, with Upper Deck, of course with Legendary, right?
Yeah.
Which is an awesome game. I love Legendary.
I do too, yeah.
They've skinned it with Marvel.
Yep.
They've skinned it with the villains.
Yep.
They've skinned it with Alien. And now Predator.
Now Predator. I ain't got
Those who
time to
don't know
shuffle.
me- Yeah.
I know. I should just create taglines for like my life. That's it.
People that don't know me know I'm a huge Predator fan. It's one
Oh,
of my
really?
favorite movies of all
Yeah.
time. It probably is my favorite movie of all time.
Have you played Predator Legendary?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's
really
awesome.
good.
It's awesome. So, any chance that we're going to see more themes of Shiny Dice in the future?
Possibly.
Maybe Predator.
Possibly.
Maybe Hunt the Skull.
Yeah, so they just announced at Gen Con that they have the license for Big Trouble in Little China, and they did announce that they're going to do a Big Trouble in Little China Legendary Encounters, and they're going to do a Firefly Legendary Encounters. I can't say yes or no because I'm not Upper Deck and I don't know what they're going to do.
Sure.
I can tell you if I had my wish, I would love to make a Big Trouble in Little China dice game very similar to this,
that'd be
because
awesome.
there's 3 villains in the Firefly Shiny dice game, and there's 3 Storms in Big Trouble in Little China, so it could kind of work really well. But at the same time, I don't want to just take a game and reskin it.
Sure.
I would like to make it stand alone on its own, but maybe use the same idea of the mechanics and game engine.
Right, and your system that you have is very it's polished enough where you can build on that, where you can tweak that with again downplaying it without a whole lot of extra work, right?
Yeah. Well, and we've
The
got
framework's
expansions. I mean, I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, it's kind of up to you guys if you buy Firefly or not. But
Buy
the more
it.
successful it is, we do have expansions planned. There's a couple of things, the way the game is designed right now, that I think are going to get augmented because of that. Maybe not Reavers, maybe not Alliance, things like that. So we got some really cool things that are in the works for it. So hopefully, as that gets more successful, then more things can come about.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, Scott, thank you so much,
Cool.
man. We're
Thank
so
you,
happy
man.
to have you
Appreciate
here
it,
at
yeah.
the West Texas Tabletop Convention, first ever West Texas Tabletop Convention.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll be having more Made Force Mondays pretty soon.
Yeah,
So,
looking forward
yeah.
to it, man. Appreciate everything you're doing, man. Let's level up rocks.
And I'm just going to end it.
There you
That's all
go.
I